Hi guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. Today I want to do another discussion video. This time I want to talk about DNFs and one-star reads. So I've kind of got myself into this predicament lately where I feel the need to rate some of my DNFs because there are very specific reasons why I DNF them, and I want to be able to reflect that in my rating of the book, specifically on Goodreads, or just in general when I'm talking about the book. So, in the past, the way that I've handled my DNFs is I have an exclusive shelf on my Goodreads account where if I DNF a book, I just move it to my DNF shelf and it's done. It doesn't count it in my red, total for the year. It doesn't count towards my average ratings for the year because you can't rate a book on Goodreads unless you mark it as read. And I don't mark them as read. So it was never really an issue. I just never rated my DNFs. I just put them in my DNF folder. I have a whole, folder that has a list of all my DNFs in it. And that was the end of it. Well, lately I've had a couple of books where I've DNF'd them for very specific reasons, like I said, and I kind of want to write reviews on them and be able to explain why I DNF this and give it a rating if I feel that it needs that. Now, this isn't something that I would do all the time because there are certain books that I DNF that if I finish them probably would be a 3-star rating. I'm just not in the mood for a 3-star book right now, and so I DNF it. And I can tell it's not going to be a 5-star book, and so I just am not in the mood for it. But those few books that I feel I want to rate low because that's why I DNF'd it, I want to be able to do that. However, I don't know if I want that to reflect in my annual reading roundup, so to say. I don't know how I want to handle counting that, if I want to count that towards my total books read and towards my average rating for the year. And the reason I'm having a hard time with this is because I typically don't rate books 1 star. I don't know as though I ever have rated a book 1 star, possibly once ever, and that was many, many years ago. So I just don't know what to do or how I want to move forward with this. And so part of this video is I want your suggestions on how do you handle DNFs? Do you rate them? Do you count them towards your total books read for the year? Do you write reviews on them? That sort of thing. And this is specifically, talking about Goodreads because this is kind of the platform where I use to, track all of my reading and my ratings and my reviews and all that. And I feel like most people on BookTube do that. Not everybody, but most people. And so I just kind of am curious as to how everybody else handles this scenario. The other thing that I want to talk about is rating books 1 star. So, like I said, I typically don't rate books 1 star. I am a person who, if I feel like a book is bad enough that I would give it a 1 star, I DNF it. And that's kind of what started this whole predicament and dilemma that I'm getting myself into, is that I feel that to adequately represent my rounded out reading, those books should be included in my annual average for my annual star rating and number of books read. My problem is if I didn't finish the book, then how can I mark it as read? And I'm really, really struggling with this because I want to adequately represent my reading. And I feel like in order to represent my star rating and the average books read that month or for the year or the month or whatever, I should include those DNFs and rate them. But I don't necessarily want to count them towards my number of books read for the year, so I don't know what to do. So how do you handle this situation? Please comment down below and let me know what your approach to DNFing books and rating them is, and rating books 1 star. Do you rate books 1 star regularly? If so, what makes you finish them? Do you feel this guilt about putting a book down and DNFing it? Or what's driving you to finish those books that you rate 1 star? Now, typically, if a book is good enough that I am picking it up and continuing to read it till the end, I will give it at least 2 stars. The only time I would potentially give a book 1 star is if I'm like, this is so bad I can't even finish it. But then I don't rate them. I don't know. Do you see what I mean? I'm talking myself in circles here and I need your help. So this is my call to action for all of my viewers. Can you please help me? Because I really need it. Like I said, comment down below. Let me know, how do you handle this issue? Because I think what I want to maybe do is start marking my DNFs as read and then putting in my review that I DNF'd it and at what percent or what page number I DNF'd it and explain why I DNF'd it. I just have a hard time marking DNF books as read, and this is bugging me as if you cannot tell. So do I need to maybe include it as read and then make a tag instead of an exclusive shelf that's DNF and just tag it as DNF'd? Maybe I could do that so I could still track my DNF books. I don't know. And I think in Goodreads, if you don't put a start and finish read, like your read dates, then it won't count for your year. So I could probably get around having it count towards my annual book total, but then it probably wouldn't count towards my average star rating for the year either, which I do want to track. So I don't know. I'm having issues and I need help, obviously. So let me know how you handle this. I really need some input. I need your advice, and I would really love to know what you do. Do you mark DNF books read, and do you rate them? Specifically, like I said, on Goodreads. And those 1-star books, do you rate books 1 star? And what is worthy of a 1-star rating in your eyes? Let me know. So that's all for this one. I know this was more of a question, try to get some response more than an actual discussion. But I don't know how to handle this, and I would really love some input. So hopefully the discussion can continue in the comments down below. I know there are some very differing opinions on this, so please be respectful of everybody. We don't need any fights, but I am looking for some differing input so that I can kind of figure out how I want to manage this going forward. So other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that it kind of got your gears churning about how you handle similar situations. And yeah, I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!